Welcome to Zero Hour, Mastering the Moment, where we explore pivotal decisions that define success. Today's story is about an entrepreneur facing one of the most challenging dilemmas in the business world: how to finance growth without giving up control. This is the story of Kavish, a determined entrepreneur who found himself at a crossroads. When traditional paths like venture capital didn't align with his vision, he had to think outside the box to fuel his company's growth. Let's dive into his zero hour moment. Kavish was the founder of EcoFab, a sustainable clothing brand that had gained traction for its eco friendly fabrics and ethical production methods. With glowing customer reviews and a strong online presence, EcoFab was poised for expansion. But growth came with challenges. Scaling production. Demand was outstripping supply, and Kavish needed to invest in better equipment and larger facilities. Marketing costs. Expanding into new markets required a significant increase in marketing spend. Operational strain. His small team was stretched thin and he needed more talent to sustain growth. Several venture capitalists had approached Kavish with funding offers. They promised millions in exchange for equity and strategic guidance. But every deal came with strings attached: board seats, aggressive growth targets, and most concerning for Kavish, a loss of control over EcoFab's mission. I didn't build this company just to hand it over, he thought. But without funding, how do we grow? Kavish's zero hour came during a meeting with one particularly persistent investor. The VC firm proposed a $5 million investment but demanded 40% equity and the power to veto major decisions. Kavish felt cornered. If I take this money, EcoFab wouldn't be my company anymore, he thought. That evening, Kavish sat down to reflect. He realized that his business wasn't just about profits, it was about purpose. EcoFab stood for sustainability and ethics, and he wasn't willing to compromise those values for the sake of rapid growth. I need another way, he said to himself. Determined to grow without losing control, Kavish explored alternative strategies to finance EcoFab. Here's what he came up with. 1. Bootstrap with profitability. Kavish reviewed EcoFab's financials and identified area to improve cash flow. He reduced unnecessary expenses, renegotiated supplier contracts, and increased margins by introducing premium product lines. Every dollar we save is a dollar we can reinvest, he told his team. 2. Crowdfunding. Instead of seeking traditional investors, Kavish turned to his loyal customer base. He launched a crowdfunding campaign, offering exclusive perks like limited edition designs and behind the scenes access. The campaign raised $750,000 in 30 days, fueled by passionate customers who believed in EcoFab's mission. 3. Revenue-based financing. Kavish partnered with a revenue-based financing firm which offered capital in exchange for a percentage of EcoFab's future revenue rather than equity. This allowed him to access funds without diluting ownership. 4. Strategic partnerships. EcoFab collaborated with a major retail chain that aligned with its values. The retailer provided upfront funding for a co-branded product line, which helped Kavish scale production without taking on debt. 5. Pre-orders for new collections. Kavish introduced a pre-order system for new product launches. Customers paid upfront, providing immediate cash flow to fund production. The results? The combination of these strategies allowed EcoFab to grow sustainably while staying true to its mission. Production doubled. With new equipments funded through revenue-based financing, EcoFab could meet demand without sacrificing quality. Expanded markets. Crowdfunding and pre-orders enabled the company to enter new markets, building a global customer base. Team growth. Kavish hired key talent, easing the operational strain on his team. Mission intact. Most importantly, EcoFab remained an independent, purpose-driven company. 6 months later, Kavish reflected on his journey. Saying no to VC funding was one of the hardest decisions I have made, he said. But it forced me to get creative and build a business that aligns with my values. Kavish's story is a powerful reminder that growth doesn't have to come at the cost of control. Here are the key takeaways. 1. Know your values. Before making any decision, get clear on what matters most to you and your business. Growth is meaningless if it compromises your mission. 2. Explore alternatives. Venture capital isn't the only path. Crowdfunding, revenue-based financing, and strategic partnerships are viable options for sustainable growth. 3. Leverage your strengths. EcoFab's loyal customer base became a funding source through pre-orders and crowdfunding. Identify what makes your business unique and use it to your advantage. 4. Focus on profitability. Sometimes the best source of capital is your own revenue. Optimize cash flow and reinvest strategically. 5. Stay patient. Growth without external funding takes time, but it builds a stronger foundation and keeps you in control. 0-hour moments often test the values that define us. For Kavish, the decision to reject VC funding wasn't just about finances. It was about staying true to his vision and creating a business that aligned with his purpose. If you are an entrepreneur facing a similar dilemma, remember this. The path to growth is as unique as your business. Find the strategies that work for you and don't be afraid to say no when the terms don't feel right. Thank you for listening to 0 Hour Mastering the Moment. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone navigating their own entrepreneurial journey. Until next time, this is Praveen Nair reminding you the clock is ticking. Are you ready to act?